What is up, guys? I hope this video finds you well. This one is going to be on a Ken Griffey Jr. run that I have gotten a couple of more recent acquisitions for to complete. Now, there are other cards that I could put with this, and I'll explain that, but these are the main ones that I've wanted for a long time, and this is a near impossible run to put together because some of these I've only seen one or two in my life. So this puts together a really cool and a really tough run. I don't want to call it a rainbow because we're not really talking about different colors here, so I'll just call it Ken Griffey Jr. run. Now, what this is related to is the 1990 Leaf Ken Griffey Jr. card. So you probably don't know about too many different versions of this, but we'll kind of go over that. But the 1990 Leaf Ken Griffey Jr. is one of my favorite cards, and it's my favorite set. Other than the 84 Donruss, 90 Leaf is my favorite. Got the smiling Griffey on the back. There's the PSA 10, classic pose, beautiful card. 90 Leaf is so awesome. Just the silver accents, the great photography, the clean white borders, great stock, not too busy. I do like 89 Upper Deck a lot, but this is just not as busy. But that's the PSA 10 of the 1990 Leaf Griffey. Love that card, love that set. And then I've shown this before, but this is one of my best cards, one of my favorite cards of all time. The 1990 Leaf Preview Ken Griffey Jr. You can see there in white, special preview card. There's a different picture on the back. He's not smiling there. And you can see it's 4 of 12 instead of 245. So there's some other differences besides the special preview card printing there. And then the picture on the front is zoomed out, and it's a millisecond difference. You can see the bat is just behind his helmet there. There's some separation on the regular card. So the preview isn't quite as tight of a shot, and it's from a split second different timing. A long time ago when I had this, I thought, it was the same shot that they just kind of zoomed in on, but it is a slightly different shot, but it's very close to the same timing, and then of course zoomed out. But this here is an extremely rare card. I think there's 29s in the world. I don't know how many of the previews they made, but they don't come up very often. And if they do, they're not a very high grade. So this is one of my favorite cards of all time. PSA 9 90 Leaf Preview Ken Griffey Jr. I had an 8 for a long time. Never thought I'd be able to afford a 9. Ended up jettisoning the 8, selling some stuff, getting the 9. That's what I always really wanted. So that is the 90 Leaf Preview Ken Griffey Jr. that they would have shown to dealers to show them what the 90 Leaf was going to look like. And I like that whole set, so I'd love to pick up all the 90 Leaf previews in a decent grade if I can over time. But that's the king card right there. That's the one that you want. Second year card, probably a picture of him in his rookie year. Just a super awesome card, rare card. And to find one of the few that is in a PSA 9 is just super awesome, and it's always been one of my favorite cards. I did have a copy of this when I was younger, and I just loved it. And like I said, many years later, I did find an 8. Not super cheap, but well worth it. And then when a guy had one of these for sale, and I started talking to him, trying to make him offers, he wouldn't come off too much, but he came off a little, told me what he had to have, and I made it happen. So that's not super recent, but that one is just amazing. So I thought these would be the only 2 versions of this that I would have or that I would need. So you got the regular one in a 10, you got the really rare preview in a 9, and I thought this was just my pair of cards. But then another one came up, and it's the only copy I've ever seen. There are only 20 of these made, and I've never seen another one. Doesn't mean there hadn't been other ones up for sale, but I've never seen another one, and they are as rare as hen's teeth. So the 90 leaf Griffey here, they did a buyback of this set in 2012. So we're talking, 13 years ago now, even going back to this card. And now this set right here is 35 years old. I mean, where is time going? But they did a buyback of this called Memories Buyback. It's not the Donruss Recollections Collection buyback, but they did a 2012 Memories buyback of Leaf. And on the Griffey, there are 20 copies. So the back, of course, is identical because it's the same card that they bought back to stamp. But on the front, you have the Memories, 2012 Memories buyback stamp. And then you have, in my case, number 11 of 20. You can see there. So number to 20 buyback of the 90 leaf Ken Griffey Jr. Beautiful card. And it's all in the mag slab now. Super clear. Wonderful holders. Of course, I got my label on there. But what a really, really cool card. Absolutely love this. So for many years I didn't know this even existed. I thought those two would be just kind of my run. Just the regular one in a 10 and then the preview, which I ended up getting in a 9. But now I have the 1 of 20 buyback version, and I could not be happier about it. Not a super cheap card, but just so cool to have that run right there. So you got the bookends there with the same photo, same card, just bought back and stamped and numbered. And then the one in the middle is the king of all these with the 90 leaf preview, which is just super awesome. And I told Shane about this because we talk about the buybacks all the time. He got the Thomas, so I finally pulled the trigger on the Griffey a little while back, and now I have this wonderful run, which looks beautiful sitting there. But what he doesn't know is there is another card, and I finally acquired it. I've only seen 2 of these in my life, and it is amazing. So we've talked about the Leaf and the Donruss collections, with the prized collections being the rarer ones, and depending on which type of Donruss it was, the prize collections had a different print run. None of them were numbered, but they had different print runs which were stated. Okay, so this was a curtain call to the 1990 Leaf set. So this is 1998 Donruss Collections Prize Collection, Ken Griffey Jr. And there's the back. So you can see it next to the regular. So the silver is slightly different. You can see this is number 156. Slightly different font. And you can see that Donruss and the Donruss Collections and the PC there, which is Prize Collections. If anybody tries to sell you one that say it's a Prize Collections and it doesn't have the PC right there, then it is not. And obviously different nomenclature and stuff here at the bottom, but that's what the back looks like. The front is astoundingly beautiful. The Prize Collections I still think are the best shine, the deepest, just most awesome shine of any cards they made in my collection. They're just fantastic. So I've seen 2 of these. They're usually way off centered, and this one here is really, really nicely centered. But check this out. Oh man, what a beautiful card. Now it does have a refractor line, but I've only seen 2 copies in my life. The other one was super off-centered, and the other people I've seen in this have been off-centered. This one has got to be a 60-40 or better. You can see it's embossed. You got the collections right there, all the lines coming off of it, but this isn't the normal one. There's other versions, but this is the 1990 Leaf Anniversary Curtain Calls. So the Anniversary Curtain Calls version of this with the prize collections shine is just a super, super rare card. So, man, look at that thing. Golly. What a sick card. Now, there's a bunch of these they made. So in the Anniversary Curtain Calls, they made the normal white looking one, and it has a silver stamp here. And they have a foil one. They have die cuts. There's at least 5 or 6 different versions of this type of thing. But this is the prized collections. It is the best, and definitely the best shine, the most awesome looking card. But it's the same photo as the original, the tight shot. And it's the Curtain Calls. And they still have this silver swooping up there. But what a beautiful, beautiful card to kind of round out this rainbow, if you will, or run of 90 Leaf Ken Griffey Jr. related cards. And will I end up getting some of those other versions of that last one? I don't know. But these are the best of the best of the best right here. So you got the 10 of the regular one, the 9 of the preview. You got the buyback they only made 20 of. And I've only seen 1. And then I've seen only a couple of this prize collections curtain call. And that's the nicest one I've seen. So pretty much totally mint except for the refractor line. Just a beautiful card. Those things have almost unparalleled shine and color on the prize collections. They are just so awesome. But there it is. So I got the 4-card run, at least the ones I want, related to the 1990 Leaf Griffey card. And I could not be happier. That is a near impossible run. I don't know how many people on the planet have the run of those 4 cards. If they do, they probably collected some of them as they were coming out, because you just don't see them come up for sale. But just looking at them in frame right now, all 4 of those together, just makes me happy. That is a killer baseball card run of the kid Ken Griffey Jr. So that's it, guys. I got a couple of the ones I've been chasing for a long, long time. For forever, I didn't even know about that buyback. And when it came up, oh man, I couldn't quite get it, and it took some time, all that kind of stuff. Finally ended up pulling the trigger. Shane got the Frank Thomas rookie buyback, which is awesome. And then I got the Griffey so I could get it with my run. But super tough stuff, super low pop, so to speak, type of stuff, and just awesome cards, and one of my favorite cards as a kid. And just getting these really, really awesome versions of it together just makes me happy. So I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you like this kind of stuff, and hopefully you learned something and saw something you never seen before today. But once again, I appreciate all you guys. Thank you for all the subs and likes and comments and everything. Looks like we just hit 500 YouTube friends, so we'll see about figuring out what to do next. I've sent everything out for the 400 sub contest now. We're at 500, onward and upward, and I'm sure we'll be doing something fun for that. I won't make anybody do a VR this soon, but that last one was amazing. I know there's still stuff coming out on that, and I've just enjoyed every minute of it. So I really, really appreciate everybody that got involved in that. So thank you so much. But anyways, I will not ramble on anymore. Just love this run of Griffey. I hope you do too. Until next time, thank you guys.